Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Everyone all set? Cocked? Locked? Here we go. Your dial set correctly to USAPrepares.com. We're delighted you're here. And we broadcast 2 hours, Monday through Friday, right here from the farm in Missouri. And if you'd like to call us, we'll pay for the call. 866-582-9933. 866-582-9933. If you'd like to listen to us as you travel on your phone, or if you're at home, 605-477-3249. 605-477-3249. Justin's engineering the broadcast in Minnesota at Genesis Communications Network. I'm Vincent Finelli. Captain John Regan's with us. Welcome, Captain John Regan.
Good morning, Vincent.
Hey, John, have you seen evidence of this massive rain? 16 inches of rain in less than 24 hours in Houston, Texas?
I've seen some of that. I know here in North Texas, when we went to bed last night, there were places that had received up to 7 inches, and there's probably more than that now. But that was an area of about, looked like about 100 miles long west of Houston. And 16 inches is, I don't know any place that's designed to take that much rain in that amount of time.
Well, if it happened here, I'm sure that the dams that keep these ponds together, these stock ponds, meaning cattle watering ponds, the dams would break. I mean, it's massive amount of rain, unnatural amount of rain. I remember when we lived in Virginia, it rained for several weeks, and the ground was so soggy that really tall trees just started falling over. The root balls couldn't support them in the mud. And there's a lot of damage as a result of that. But, man, 16 inches of rain in 24 hours. I can see it flooding streets, going into buildings. And, well, maybe there's some good news. The city offices are closed. So I guess that means, fewer tickets. Fewer government employees running around snooping. That's something that we've talked about. Some of our instructors and I have talked about this. Even people that I just meet for the first time, they mention that, with the amount of businesses that are being forced to close because of overregulation, that the government size has just either stayed the same or increased. So there are more of them to pick on us than ever before. And I met a guy I ran into a guy, one of our instructors, over the weekend. We were picking up farming supplies, and he was at the same store. He said, "How's it going, Vincent?" I said, "Hey, really good. How's it going with you?" He goes, "I give up." "You give up?" I said, "Yeah, I gave up." An independent entrepreneur, he gave up. I think that means he's just given up because he's getting so much government help. Everything he does, they want to watch everything he does. I think that's what he was telling me, that he's just given up that line of business and he's going to find something else to do. It's sickening. So, John, I went to thefinancialstateoftheunion.com. Man, oh man, blockbuster today. No kidding. No kidding, boy.
And that doesn't count all the stuff I've left off. Like you were talking about the floods. How about the earthquakes?
Absolutely.
I mean, between Japan and Ecuador, and and I saw articles saying the only place on the Pacific Rim that hasn't had a major quake is the west coast of the United States, and also that scientists, I believe it's from the University of Colorado, was saying that given these current conditions, we can expect up to 4 magnitude 8 quakes, and that's larger than what we've just seen recently.
Right. Well, we've been warning people that these kinds of things were going to be coming, and you've been warning people about financial collapse, right?
Yes, I have, and I'm not going to cover the Tale of Two Droughts today. There's not a lot of change in either state, and I'm not sure we're going to see much change in Texas because the rain that's hitting, so far as what I've seen, has not hit West Texas and the Panhandle where the dry areas are. So we'll figure that out. I guess I'll go ahead and cover some of the ground shaking stuff in my life. I was saving some information till after May 5th because at that point we were expecting to close on a house and would have given us a step towards getting at least in a better position. The Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex has around 7 million people, and 1,000 times that, and you have the population of the Earth. So it's a pretty significant amount of people in a small space. Dallas County, which is the county I live in, has about 2.5 million people. And I found out back in January that with my veterans benefits, I could get a home with no money down. There's still closing costs. So we started pursuing that. And we came across a pretty nice place. It was a 2,400 square foot manufactured house built in 2001 on an acre of land for $99,500. That would have tripled Becky's commute from 7 to 21 miles. But what it would have done is put us in a county that only has 111,000 people. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen because after Becky got home Wednesday, she got a call from her agency saying, don't bother going to work tomorrow. They're terminating your contract. So now for the second time in 10 months, we're sitting here with no income. The good news is that where it was taking weeks for her to get a bite, she's already had a couple of interviews scheduled. And we also believe that she's going to get unemployment this time. But we just found out that there's a 3-day wait because of the agency she was working for has 3 days to find her something else, which they don't have anything else. And just to put icing on the proverbial cake, Saturday's my birthday. And, it's we weren't planning on doing a lot anyway, but this kind of puts a damper on that. And I put a little section in there. It's birthday week. So if you appreciate the on the order of 10,000 hours that I've put in over the last 4 years and would like to buy me a cup of coffee, of course, with all the distances, we can't do that in person, but you could use PayPal and, send $5. I've got a link there, send John $5. Or if you want another amount, I've got another link where if you'd like to just say thank you for what I've done, I guarantee you I'll appreciate it.
John, a number of people have left the air or are leaving the air or are changing broadcast locations. I can tell you, class, that the alternative media is not quite as stable as I'd like it. A number of alternative media networks have gone off the air. There's some friction in alternative media, among alternative media. So the Democrats are shooting each other and the Republicans are shooting each other. And then the Democrats are shooting the Republicans and the Republicans are shooting the Democrats. And it's not the time. It's not the time for those in alternative media, the most trusted media there is, to have friction among each other in alternative media. And what you see is
Vincent,
at USA Prepares. You there, John?
Go ahead.
Okay. Class, what we do here at USA Prepares is every one of us volunteers. And the kind of work we do seems to get us in hot water. Not everybody likes us, especially those who wear uniforms and black dresses. Mike Parsons is still in jail. Another one of us was beat up. Steve Engel was beat up at his doorstep in his house by two cops who showed up unannounced, put in the hospital. Bob Eastep was beat up by Andrew Spencer in the city of Sparta, Missouri. He has some health problems as a result. We believe that the enormous amount of stress has caused his wife to have very, very serious health concerns. And the list goes on, and all of us here are volunteers. None of us is paid to be on the air with our class. We know that the economy is in free fall, and we're going to tell you more about that. But John Regan is, I believe in financial stress. If you'd like to go to thefinancialstateoftheunion.com and click on send him $5 or send him any amount, that'd be really appreciated. I don't know how much longer we're going to be on the air. I honestly don't. I'll tell you. Class, I'm a survivalist, and my plan is to be independent of everything that I can so that supply chain disruptions have a minimum impact on our family. What's the first thing that you do when the power goes out? I've researched the best value solar energy system that I can find, one that's backed by the technical support necessary for the undertaking. The system's installed and is generating electricity right now with equipment purchased from ironedison.com. You heard Brandon Williams, CEO of ironedison.com, right here on USA Prepares. Together, we designed our system. In my opinion, our ironedison.com system has more features, more value, and more potential than any other system I found. We chose the Snyder Electric system with a hybrid inverter, charge controller, power panel, battery disconnect, and the system control panel. If you want energy independence, as we have, please consider calling the engineering team at ironedison.com, 720-432-6433, 720-432-6433.
I'm Nick Soboleski, a select quote agent with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and can't take it with him. Well, I impartially shopped the highly rated term life insurance companies we represent and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $26 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 1-800-403-4885. That's 1-800-403-4885. 1-800-403-4885. Or go to SelectQuote.com. We shop, you save. Get full details in the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Water is the single most important thing your body needs, so you want to be sure it's the best for you and your family. Since 2005, thousands have depended on Berkey purified water. The Berkey Guy provides the lowest priced filtration systems in every size. For incredibly delicious water now and in an emergency, get to goberkey.com or call 877-886-3653. 877-886-3653. goberkey.com.
Are you worried about your mom or dad living alone in their house? Hi, I'm Joan London. Listen, I know how difficult it is to find senior care for someone you love. That's why I recommend a free service called A Place for Mom. They are the nation's largest senior living referral service. Call A Place for Mom today.
To receive free information on senior living communities in your area, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-704-6182.
A Place for Mom offers free one-on-one advice from local advisors and a personalized list of senior living communities you can visit. If you have questions about senior care for your mom or dad, there's a place for answers, A Place for Mom.
Call A Place for Mom in the next 10 minutes to get your free ebook on financing senior care as well as free information on senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-704-6182. That's 1-800-704-6182.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX or my website, danpilla.com.
Class Captain John Regan's with us, and John, I just tested out that link and I put it on the website usapreparedness.com, the one that's send John $5, and I just bought you a cup of coffee.
Thank you very much.
Yep. I can assure you, class, John is not going to be going to Starbucks buying coffee with that. I can assure you that.
And we're not even going to have a party, but we're not in immediate dire straits. We since we were looking at closing on May 5th, the money we had set aside for that will take care of our upcoming rent. After that, it gets more dicey if Becky doesn't have a position, so we do appreciate your prayers on that. And I might just talk about the situation itself was kind of weird. They said it's for financial reasons, which that's at least plausible because there's been so much good weather, and this company basically goes and cleans up after storms or when a water heater breaks, things of that nature. And what's funny about that is when Becky was hired, they had been looking for over 2 months, and they didn't have anybody in to train. So, just to do the job that she was doing, there's only one person in the company that can do it, and that's the general manager. And, she's been busy with her duties. And with the way the weather was last week, Thursday and Friday were going to be pretty busy days. So to terminate her midweek like that seems a little strange. Another possibility is I might have gotten too much traction on Hagman and Hagman, and they may have felt pressure from one of those three-letter agencies. But either way, there's problems with the scenarios. So no idea. It was totally out of the blue. And in fact, she was on a contract. We were expecting her to go permanent with the company on August 1st. So, we're definitely having to reassess everything. And unfortunately, we had already cut pretty much all the fat, and there's not, that much that can be cut out without, basically affecting credit lines. And once you affect your credit report, and makes it tougher getting jobs. So we're just trying to make the best of the situation, and reassessing all of our plans from here. And it definitely makes it a whole lot tougher trying to survive what's coming. And unfortunately, it looks like some things are going to be happening quicker. And I guess with that lead in, let's go ahead and slide down to the financial section.
Before you do, I've got one question. John, does this current situation, this economic situation within your household, is there a possibility that it may impact you being on the air at USA Prepares on Mondays? I'm not talking about next Monday, or maybe the next Monday, but after that?
Well, with the internet and electrical, we'll have that taken care of. So I'm pretty good through at least most of May, possibly even all of May.
So am I to understand that after May, there's an unknown there?
If Becky doesn't have a job by then, we won't be able to afford rent in June.
Okay, class. I just wanted to make sure that we all understood what's happening. Okay, so class, if you want, you can go to usaprepares.com, page number 1. You can click on the link right there and send John a cup of coffee. usaprepares.com. Okay, John, I'm ready.
Okay. Boy, the news last week was just unbelievable. And we'd known that there was a lot of emergency financial meetings went on. It was unusual enough for the Fed to have their meeting. But then Janet Yellen turned around and had a meeting with the president and vice president that afternoon. And we'll talk about what they probably knew about when we get back from the break.
Captain John Regan's with us. I'm Vin Finelli. This is USAPrepares.com Serious Broadcast today. We'll be right back.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $70.98. They're perfect for your bug-out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of slingbow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com. So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
For the most amazing, calming, brain-stabilizing, blood sugar, and natural addiction-breaking formula, try CalMind. Anxiety melts, panic is gone, sleep is restful, and you'll stay calm during stress. Better than booze, mind-altering drugs, or anti-anxiety, antidepressant, toxic medications, CalMind lubricates your mind so you'll sail through the day effortlessly. Order Dr. Bill Deagle's Nutridyne at 888-212-8871 or NutriMedical.com and listen to the NutriMedical Report every weekday on the GCN Radio Network. NutriMedical, bringing nutrition and medicine together.
Dangerous blood clot device alert. If you or a loved one had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to your heart or lungs and suffered an injury, you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, and even death. These dangerous blood clot devices can break, and the metal fragments can travel to your heart or lungs, causing serious injuries. If you or a loved one suffered organ damage or other injuries from an IVC filter, you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Act now. Time is limited to file a claim. For a free consultation and free information, call Injury Help Desk at 800-478-1507. 800-478-1507. 800-478-1507. This is an advertisement. Paid non-attorney spokesperson. InjuryHelpDesk.com is responsible for this advertisement. Principal office, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Are you worried about how dangerous the world has become? In these days of terrorist attacks, natural disasters, or even a future collapse, you need to be medically prepared to keep your family safe. I'm Joe Alton, MD of store.doomandbloom.net, where you'll find an entire line of uniquely designed medical kits and supplies for when help is not on the way. For everything from individual first aid kits to the ultimate family medical bag, go to store.doomandbloom.net today. That's store.doomandbloom.net. You'll be glad you did.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey Water Filtration Systems. The Berkey Light Systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light System today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
Class, there's a meetup tonight. A Silent Night is hosting the meetup at Jimmy's Egg, 4:45 to 8 p.m. The topic is early warning signs of an unnatural catastrophe. Early warning signs of an unnatural catastrophe. It's a group event. Participation is welcome. That's tonight, 4:45 to 8 p.m. Jimmy's Egg, Springfield, Missouri. And I'll post the information on the website. I spoke with Silent Night this morning. Captain John Reagan's with us. John, back to you.
And I guess I should back up a little bit. I know we've got a lot of new people in our class. I did spend 8.5 years on active duty, and when you look at my website, it says that I'm retired from the reserves. I'm retired from the inactive reserves. That means I get no money from the federal government. In fact, I'm still a few years away from being able to get early Social Security. So whereas more than half the country gets some kind of help from the government, I do not. And the main benefit that I get from my time in the Air Force and retiring from the inactive reserves is you get to call me captain instead of former captain. So basically that and $5 will get a cup of coffee. Okay, the news last week started explaining why we've had all of these financial meetings all of a sudden that were unannounced, unplanned until very recently. And we've known that the banking system in Europe's been having some issues, but this just makes it go so much deeper than that. It actually started with the second link under the financial. I saw the Dutch Bank silver notification first. Dutch Bank confirms that they manipulated the silver market, and they also agree to expose other banks that have done the same. Then a few hours after that, they admit they rigged gold prices, and again, we'll be naming names on that. And we've talked before how Dutch Bank was already having some problems. Germany is having problems in so many ways too, from the migrant invasion to Volkswagen. I believe Mercedes has also been pulled into that. They're being hit from a number of directions. But the other bit that came out, we've got Dutch Bank sitting on 21 trillion euros worth of derivatives. And they've broken that down. Interest rate derivatives, about 15.5 trillion. Currency related, just under 5 trillion. Equity index, 0.9 trillion. And then a little bit of what's left over, kind of like the pocket change, is credit related and commodity related. And if those things start unwinding, it just it ends up with amounts that even the government can't bail out. And we've talked about before how if the euro goes, then it's probably only about a week or two later that the dollar goes. The dollar's been having a hard time for a number of reasons. We've got just the amount of time that it's been sitting there as a fiat currency, and the only reason that it's been able to maintain any semblance of normalcy for us is that the rest of the world's been having to pay for oil with dollars. And that's been changing. Iran is now in the oil market, and they are accepting other currencies, euros, gold. So they're not pegged to the dollar anymore. If or when Saudi changes their stance, that's pretty much it for the petrodollar, and our prices, as a result, will skyrocket overnight because our dollar becomes more worthless overnight. Also in the news that I didn't put up, you hopefully have read, where if we declassify what happened on 9/11, that Saudi is going to retaliate financially with close to $1 trillion worth of bonds that they own. So it's heating up all over the place. And the fourth link under the financial section goes to a YouTube video. Rob Kirby says that the U.S. dollar clock is about to strike midnight. And unfortunately for this Cinderella, there's no fairy godmother to come to the rescue. Now, if you're not familiar with Rob Kirby, he deals in gold, not in the way that your typical gold dealer does. His clients that he works with deal in tonnages of gold. So while he's not a financial elite or insider, he's a lot closer to it than most people. And I believe that's about a 20-minute video that's very informative. I don't know how much of that you had seen last week.
No, I haven't seen it, John, but I have talked to one of our faculty in Europe, and he said Deutsche Bank would be experiencing very severe problems, very severe. He thought bordering on collapse, if not collapse, within 6 months. So the time frame is, that was a couple months ago. And he said some other banks, other large institutions will go down as well. What we're seeing is the lack of customers. We're seeing that some prices are just absolutely, positively out of control, unaffordable. Let me just give you one example. I have a trailer that was built in, probably 1989. It had the standard taillight lenses, these little round 4-inch taillight lenses, just a little piece of red plastic, 4-inch circle, a little larger than the diameter of a coffee cup. And I just push it in place and it snaps in place. Well, a couple of them fell out, so I tie wrap them in place. I need one of them so that I don't get stopped by those who are interested in giving me a ticket for a taillight lens out. That's my trailer. $16 for this little round piece of plastic. They used to be, maybe 99 cents. And now they're saying on eBay, hard to find taillight lens. So, I can replace them all for, well over $100 or $200 if I want to put all LED replacement lights in them. But why would I want to do that? All I want is this little small piece of plastic. That's just one example of how high the prices have become for replacement parts. It's getting very difficult to fix things because of the costs of the parts. And then add to that the labor. So I guess the word to the wise to our class is to become really handy and learn how to do things. Imagine if you have a leaky faucet and you have to call a plumber later on. Imagine what that's going to cost. It sounds like a $500 project, right? To fix a leaky faucet. And where do you get the parts? Oh, we don't have those. You'll need a new faucet. And where are they made? Where are these really nice looking faucets made? A lot of them are made in China. I've got some lifetime guarantee faucets. I have a feeling the companies who guarantee them for a lifetime will be out of business soon. So the warranty is worthless, or will be.
There's one more piece of information I probably ought to add into that. The Shanghai exchange opens on the 19th, just tomorrow, and they'll be doing their own price setting on gold and silver. So you add that on to what we just found out about Deutsche Bank. Gold and silver prices can do anything in the short term, especially now. And it looks like things aren't going to wait for the conventions or the election before we start seeing things get worse on us. And if you look at, say, like a chart from Weimar, Germany, of how things progressed in their inflation to hyperinflation cycle, I've made the point on air where I believe our unhinging point was probably mid-2014. And that's when we started seeing the negative interest rates and the deflation and commodities start hitting. And that's where it starts heating up. But then you hit a point where it just explodes. It's kind of like when you're watching a pot of water on the stove. You're seeing it heat up, and then all of a sudden it gets to that, rolling boil. And I think we're about ready to hit that accelerating rate of accelerating pain. The question is, how long will it take before the bug hits the windshield?
John, I can hear it in your voice, and I can hear it in my voice. It's very, very seldom that I will just push back from the microphone and lean back in the chair rather than be leaning forward. Class, I'm a survivalist, and my plan is to be independent of everything that I can so that supply chain disruptions have a minimum impact on our family. What's the first thing that you do when the power goes out? I've researched the best value solar energy system that I can find, one that's backed by the technical support necessary for the undertaking. The system's installed and is generating electricity right now, with equipment purchased from ironedison.com. You heard Brandon Williams, CEO of ironedison.com, right here on USA Prepares. Together, we designed our system. In my opinion, our ironedison.com system has more features, more value, and more potential than any other system I've found. We chose the Snyder Electric system with a hybrid inverter, charge controller, power panel, battery disconnect, and the system control panel. If you want energy independence, as we have, please consider calling the engineering team at ironedison.com, 720-432-6433, 720-432-6433.
Worried about lead, fluoride, and other contaminants in your drinking water? Get a ProPure with the Pro 1G 2.0 cleanable reusable filter and remove up to 200 contaminants. Drink water the way nature meant it to be. Clean, crisp, and refreshing. See the complete line of ProPure products, including the new ProMax shower filter. There's a ProPure for you. Visit your authorized ProPure dealer for details or ProPureUSA.com. That's ProPureUSA.com or 800-544-3533.
Serious investors and traders want to make 81% return in 60 seconds? Use the same secret algorithm professional hedge fund managers use to make billions of dollars of profits. Turn $250 into $4,903 in just 7 clicks of a mouse. Our tool is so simple that my 82-year-old grandmother can use it to make insane stock market profits. Go to bigmoneybig.com. Watch the free video before the hedge funds make us take it down. Bigmoneybig.com. That's bigmoneybig.com. From the Robert Allen System. Current returns not indicative of future results.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business, so make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-831-0771 now. That's 800-831-0771 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-831-0771 to learn more. 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Block-It Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockItPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockItPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockItPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
My name is Don Wiskin, and at 42 years old, I suffered a massive heart attack and was told I'd be on disability for the rest of my life. What did I do? I created Extendivite, a garlic and cayenne mix of 7 herbs which rebuilt my heart and gave me back my life. For over 17 years now, I have made this formula available to you, so you don't have to suffer the same thing I did. Clean your blocked arteries and strengthen your heart and boost your natural immune system. I'm 60 years old now, and I still work every day. To get your Extendivite, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit heartdrop.com. Extendivite is only $69.95 for a 2-month supply of either capsules or liquid.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Hello, I'm Michael Regan. My father, President Ronald Reagan, believed so strongly in gold that in 1985, he changed gold ownership forever. Today, our national debt is spiraling out of control, but gold coins could be the answer. Call 1-866-525-GOLD or go online to usmoneyreserve.com to get new, never-before-released information about gold. From the U.S. Money Reserve, call 1-866-525-GOLD.
Captain John Reagan's with us, thefinancialstateoftheunion.com, thefinancialstateoftheunion.com. I'm at the news tab. John Reagan, there's a post on the internet that's actually great news. President Barack Obama sets out this week on his first in a series of international farewell tours. It's really nice to know that he's getting out of the way. He's done more damage to our country than probably anyone before him. He's destroying our country at a record rate. We have well, maybe 6% of us trust Congress. 6% of us trust the media. It's amazing. It's amazing how few of us trust the mainstream media today. About 6%. The same as trust Congress. I guess it has to do with lying, cheating, stealing, misrepresenting, obfuscating. That's why we don't trust them. We don't trust the elections. America is in a very sad state of decline. John, we've been talking about this for years. It feels awful to know we were right. Now the average guy is starting to realize that the elections are a lie. You know, those days that we would hold our nose and vote for the evil of two lessers, right? That's what we used to do. We'd say, who picks these people? Who picks these thugs? Well, who picks these weak individuals? Who picks these people with no moral compass? Well, that would be the Republican and Democrat parties. One of the parties is interested in running a dike for president. Can you imagine? Well, we haven't had a dike yet, right? And what's next? Bruce Jenner? Get him to run for office? After he has his weeniectomy? Jeez. John, seriously, I pushed back from the microphone. I'm speechless, you know, at the sad state of affairs. I'm absolutely speechless.
Well, talking about strange bedfellows, that's the first link under bigger picture. And might as well do that before we run out of time for the show. There's just so much to get to today. I was kind of shocked when I saw this. You've probably seen the pictures of Lee Harvey Oswald in New Orleans in 1963, you know, passing out his hands-off Cuba stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, in the background there, one of the guys with him is Rafael Cruz. And in case you don't know who Rafael Cruz is, he has a son known as Senator Ted Cruz, Canadian citizen. And in that link, you'll get to see the pictures of him standing, you know, basically next to Lee Harvey Oswald in New Orleans.
Okay, I'm at the financialstateoftheunion.com. Tale of Two Droughts, birthday week, even bigger picture.
Bigger pictures at the bottom.
Okay, strange bedfellows, got it. Okay. So the title of this post was the father of presidential hopeful Cruz involved in the JFK assassination. Wow.
So if you think we haven't been played.
You know, John, I've mentioned on this broadcast House of Cards. It's a Netflix series. It's disgusting. It will give you an insight as to what politics can really be like. What it takes to be president. You know, murder, lying, cheating, stealing, setting up your friends, destroying friendships, partnerships. Anything goes. That's what you see on House of Cards. And if you watch The X-Files, the first 2 episodes of Season 1 of The X-Files, the original series, you'll see more about government cover-ups and manipulation. It's unbelievable. The more I see on these fictional series, the more I believe they're not fictional. I think they're documentaries. Captain John Regan, I'll be right back. What are we going to talk about when we come back, John?
I'll take a look during the break.
How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Hello, I'm Michael Regan. My father, President Ronald Reagan, believed so strongly in gold that he changed gold ownership forever by bringing back physical gold to the American public, allowing gold coins to be minted and sold to U.S. citizens just like you, starting in 1985. Gold ownership can help protect your financial future, especially when our national debt is spiraling out of control. Many smart Americans have kept their retirements from being wiped out during America's financial crisis thanks to physical gold coins. I strongly urge you to call the U.S. Money Reserve at 1-866-944-GOLD or go online to usmoneyreserve.com. Ask for a special gold guide with new, never-before-released information about gold from the U.S. Money Reserve. Call 1-866-944-GOLD or go online to usmoneyreserve.com. I'm Michael Regan. Thank you.
Everyone all set? Cocked? Locked? Here we go. Hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com. Captain John Regan's with us. And there's a meetup tonight at Jimmy's Egg. Early warning signs of an unnatural catastrophe. 4:45 to 8 p.m. Silent Night is hosting. Class participation is encouraged. That's tonight at Jimmy's Egg, Springfield, Missouri, 4:45 to 8 p.m. USA Prepares Meetup. I will not be there. I am unable to make it tonight. Captain John?
Well, I want to thank you and 3 others that have sent me birthday presents through PayPal. And just so you know where my priorities are on that is we're short on some critical nutrients like magnesium and vitamin B, so I'll be getting that ordered. Plus, there's a domain name that I want to get because what I'm going to do is create a website for my ministry, which is basically, all this time been on. Becky and I have considered this my ministry, but I've been doing everything under the Financial State of the Union. And assuming the website's still available, I might have to find another one now. I'll actually be doing that work under the ministry name, with the Financial State of the Union being still my brand, and where I talk about what's going on and why you really need to be ready already.
John, you've been doing this for years as part of what you refer to as your ministry and your labor of love, and what I'm doing from Missouri, I call this our Church of Non-Denominational Preparedness, trying to teach people what they need to think about, know about, and have the skills to do it. Okay, where do you want to start this hour?
Well, let's go ahead to the even bigger picture, and this is going to really take us a bunch of different directions. First up, you will not surely die, and I named that link to point out what's going on with the Church of Perpetual Life, and this gets into the transhumanism going on. And what they are trying to do is give you immortality apart from God. Basically, you'll upload your consciousness to a computer and live forever. And that lie has been raging since Genesis 3, which is why I named the link what I did. There's going along with that, the next one, Closing Channel, got a New Age channeler that posted an apology, and it's still up right now. He says he's going to be closing down his website. The guy's name is Greg Giles, and he says that he's been used, that it's part of the mind control going on by the government. And his advice is to stay clear of things like UFOs, extraterrestrials, channeled messages, psychic mediums, and such, that these are meant to distract you, and ends up apologizing to anybody that's followed his so-called channel, the Galactic Federation and the Ashtar Command. And, say, may God have mercy on my soul for helping steer so many people far astray. And for me, the point is to, you've got the instruction manual. I know it's hard to take time out, and if you do want to get on a plan to read, there's plenty out there for 1 year, read the Bible. I might recommend the 1 year chronological, which is on what I've just downloaded. And that way, I want to see how things progress chronologically rather than the order that it's given to us in the book. And if you don't even have time for that, then I might suggest, if you just carve out, but a couple of hours or so of your time and just go through the red letter words. And if you don't have a red letter edition, you can find some of those online too. And that basically gets you the words attributed to Jesus. And it helps if you have resources where you can drill down to find out what the original words for, because sometimes the translation is not the best. And I've covered that before, using an example within the Ten Commandments where thou shalt not kill should really be translated to thou shalt not commit murder in English. And the two are very different. Certainly all murder is killing, but not all killing is murder. There's, accidents. There's true war, not fake wars that we have today. There's self-defense. All of that is not considered murder. And do you want to comment at this point, or want me to continue?
No, please continue. And I'm also looking forward to hearing about BP's record losses and the USDA announcing that it'll stop regulating all GMO crops.
I hope we can get that far. There's so much this past week. And I guess to preface a little too, there's sometimes I catch a little flack because I'm on the air with Dr. Norm Shealy and Dr. Richard Allen Miller. And these, I love these two guys. In fact, if you've been following me when I went to the expo last time, I got there, came out through the exhibit hall, and as soon as I exited the doors, first person I see is Dr. Richard Allen Miller, and we have a hug, and it's about time to go into the other room where we had our dinner. And up at the podium was Dr. Norm Shealy, and he was finishing up, and we had a hug. And when it comes to the sciences, specifically here medical and physics, these guys are top tier. You can find people that are different, but you're not going to find anybody higher in the scheme of knowledge that these two represent. That said, there are aspects of what they teach that I would not recommend that you take that into your spirituality. I continue to say to, follow the Bible. And one of those that's been talked about is past life regression. And I had the fortune to have a mentor who's, I kind of call him the Rick Miller before Rick Miller. Only this guy was an engineer. He designed electric power plants, but he was in Intel through World War II and Korea and Vietnam. And this guy didn't just study religion, he lived religion. He had an opportunity to study at the Vatican. He became a fifth-level Hindu priest, which, at least at the time, he was only the white man to ever do that. He spent time with Buddhist monks. So, as pretty much unparalleled as to be able to tell you what the differences are. But he didn't go into all that. And in fact, when people came in for past life readings, he would just, shove them out the door. And eventually he did talk to those of us that was in a class about a little bit more about the doctrine, because those that teach reincarnation are only teaching a small part of the doctrine. The entire doctrine is the transmigration of souls. But they never talk about that. There's no guarantee you'd come back as a human. You'd come back as a lower level animal based on what you did. And I'm not saying that happens. There is one possible example in the Bible where most of the time they say John the Baptist was like Elijah, but there's one place that says he was. And even if he was, he wouldn't, he didn't give any indication of that. So it's a very dangerous doctrine, because even if it is true, what it does is it makes you lazy, much like those that believe in the pre-trib rapture. If it happens that way, great, but if it doesn't, you're not prepared for what's coming. And with the reincarnation crew, which is what the past life is, it gives you a false sense where, I've screwed up this life. I always got time to do it over. So if that were true, then that's okay up until the time when time runs out. And I believe we're getting very close to the time that time runs out. But in the skip a link population perspective, it shows how the dead outnumber the living. And they say there's been 107 billion people. So to say that people have had dozens of lifetimes, the numbers just don't add up. And we'll talk about their time frame after the break.
Captain John Regan's with us. This is USAPrepares.com. Class, I'm a survivalist, and my plan is to be independent of everything that I can so that supply chain disruptions have a minimum impact on our family. What's the first thing that you do when the power goes out? I've researched the best value solar energy system that I can find, one that's backed by the technical support necessary for the undertaking. The system's installed and is generating electricity right now with equipment purchased from IronEdison.com. You heard Brandon Williams, CEO of IronEdison.com, right here on USA Prepares. Together, we designed our system In my opinion, our IronEdison.com system has more features, more value, and more potential than any other system I found. We chose the Snyder Electric system with a hybrid inverter, charge controller, power panel, battery disconnect, and the system control panel. If you want energy independence, as we have, please consider calling the engineering team at IronEdison.com, 720-432-6433, 720-432-6433.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and negative articles can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? ReputationDefender.com can help protect your good name. Get a free consultation now. Call 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from ReputationDefender.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Or visit ReputationDefender.com today.
This is Dan Pillett. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Hello, I'm Michael Reagan. My father, President Ronald Reagan, believed so strongly in gold that he changed gold ownership forever by bringing back physical gold to the American public, allowing gold coins to be minted and sold to U.S. citizens just like you, starting in 1985. Gold ownership can help protect your financial future, especially when our national debt is spiraling out of control. Many smart Americans have kept their retirements from being wiped out during America's financial crisis thanks to physical gold coins. I strongly urge you to call the U.S. Money Reserve at 1-866-944-GOLD or go online to usmoneyreserve.com. Ask for a special gold guide with new, never-before-released information about gold from the U.S. Money Reserve. Call 1-866-944-GOLD or go online to usmoneyreserve.com. I'm Michael Reagan. Thank you.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Block-It Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockItPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockItPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockItPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Captain John Reagan's with us, the financialstateoftheunion.com, the financialstateoftheunion.com. We've clicked on the news tab to follow along in class. John, please continue.
We're on even bigger picture, and the third link, 3,000-year-old aircraft from World War II. This is something that we've talked about before on the show, and this is an email I received from Jonathan Gray, who's a biblical archaeologist in New Zealand, and I'll leave that there for everybody to read, but the short of it is these aircraft landed, let's see, I believe it was Greenland in World War II, and they couldn't take off, so they left them there. And they went back years later and went down through the ice, and the conventional wisdom in science for aging ice is you've got annual rings of light and dark, and based on those rings, those aircraft would have been there about 3,000 years, even though they'd just been there for a few decades. So the method that science uses for dating is not accurate, and I wish I had one of the other emails I got from Jonathan Gray talked about, think this was either World War II or Korea, where the servicemen went missing in action and their family went to mediums and they made contact with a spirit, and there was personal information that only he could have known, and they were, glad to make contact and all of that. And boy, were they surprised when later on he ended up walking through the door. What you're contacting is not necessarily what you think you're contacting, and certainly they were communicating with spirits even back then, but they gave you a warning to test the spirit to see if it's of God. And all too often, people don't go through that test. They think that they can just judge based on the content. So going back to the number of people that have ever lived, almost half that number, 46 billion, were said to have been before 1 AD, going back to 8,000 BC. And if the time frame's a lot shorter than that, which I think biblically and scientifically we can make a good case for that, there's even fewer than the 107 billion that the scientific article says there were. So I just wanted to put that up there for your perusal, and I'll see if I can get through. I'll do my best getting through the rest of these before the next break. One of the things that gets brought up is that we shouldn't judge. Well, if you get into it, we shouldn't judge hypocritically. We're definitely supposed to be fruit inspectors. And when it talks about, take the plank out of your eye, that's so you can see better to get the speck out of your brother's eye. And there's a difference between believers and non-believers. We're supposed to be, at least from the example I see with Jesus, kind to the unbeliever. We'd like to see them repent. And, often his message was go and sin no more. But when it comes to the believers, we're supposed to, help out if we start getting off track so that we can stay on track. Then see if I can take the next three all together, or next two all together. Oracle, the company, and this is the 50 richest people on earth. And unfortunately, you either have to click through to number 7, which is Larry Ellison, or up on the top, you can put a 43 at the end and reload your page to get there. When Larry Ellison created his company, they got a contract from the CIA under the project code Oracle. And that's how the Oracle Corporation was born. And I'll just finish that off after the break, and we'll get on to some of those other topics you want to reach.
Okay, we'll be right back. Captain John Regan's with us at thefinancialstateoftheunion.com. I'm Vincent Finelli.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
Planning to buy food storage? Wait a minute. Many companies try to confuse you with the number of servings they sell. It's not about the number of servings, it's about the number of calories. In emergencies, calories mean survival. Go to ReadySupplyFoods.com for a comparison of leading companies. Ready Supply Foods sells the most calories per dollar of any company. Our 23 entrees and breakfasts are delicious and full of nutritious calories. The new leader in value and quality. Go to ReadySupplyFoods.com today.
Do you have difficulty taking supplements? Are you searching for a high-quality, complete nutritional drink that your whole family will love? NutriMedical's Life Support has arrived. All of your daily nutritional requirements in one quick, delicious drink. Dr. Bill Deagle's Life Support is a proprietary blend of vegan protein, activated vitamins, essential minerals, amino acids, probiotics, green tea, digestive enzymes, anti-inflammatories, cancer prevention, detoxification, and much more. Your body will high-five you for this one. Life Support is the best complete nutritious meal replacement on the market. Whether you are an elite athlete, have post-operative challenges, chronic illness, elderly, or a family that just wants a quick, delicious drink, try Dr. Bill Deagle's Life Support for optimized nutrition in one great tasting smoothie. Just add cold water, almond milk, fruit, or anything else you like. NutriMedical's Life Support. Try our great tasting chocolate or vanilla today. Call 888-212-8871 or visit us online at NutriMedical.com. NutriMedical.com for the whole family.
If you want to raise the next generation of Patriot leaders, take a look at Freedom Project Academy, a Judeo-Christian online school for kindergarten through high school. No Common Core teaching methods or high-stakes testing. Freedom Project Academy is government-free, doesn't accept any government funding, and is a fully accredited private school. All classes are taught live online with real teachers across the country. Open enrollment runs March through July, but classes fill up quickly. Check them out at fpeusa.org. That's fpeusa.org.
It's about time something new came along for better selling and buying online. And I found it.
What now, Marge?
It's buysellmakeoffer.com.
Never heard of it.
It's a brand new company. That's why you've never heard of it. It's the newest and best way to sell any products online. I did all the research.
Sell my car?
Yes.
Our home?
Yep.
My golf bag?
Your golf clubs. All of them.
How about your purse collection hoard?
Hey, now.
You said any product.
Right. I did. We get 30 days free.
Really?
Packages starting from only $7.95. And buysellmakeoffer.com will never charge item fees, ever. Never. And this is cool. Listen to this. You can even use Skype or video to show your items.
That's cool.
Yes. All we have to do is go to the website, sign up, and then load our stuff to sell. I love this site.
Buysellmakeoffer.com.
Buysellmakeoffer.com. You got it?
Buysellmakeoffer.com.
Buysellmakeoffer.com. Better selling, better buying.
A good stove is at the top of the list for any serious survivalist. That's why you have to see the full range at emberlit.com. Simple, elegant, but extraordinarily efficient. Available in titanium or stainless steel, the Emberlit line of stoves are ultralight, pack flat, and work great. Fueled only by sticks and debris. From emergency situations to long-term survival, Emberlit stoves are up to the task. Emberlit, the most convenient, easy-to-carry wood stoves on the planet. See them all at emberlit.com.
Hi, my name is Nick Lupo. One World Whey has been by far the best protein that I've ever had. I take it 3 times a day. Once in the morning as soon as I wake, once for a pre-workout snack, and once for a post-workout recovery drink. It has helped me transform and sculpt my body into what I have now. I began taking the product about 2 years ago, and boy, let me tell you, I'm in the best shape of my life. I've seen major muscle mass gains and have 0% body fat. I have had people at my gym ask if I compete in bodybuilding because of how lean and muscular I am. I used to suffer from everyday aches and pains from hard manual labor my whole life, and arthritis that runs through my family. But One World Whey has helped me take that everyday pain from a 10 to a 3. Some days I feel no pain at all, just full of life and energy. It has also helped my skin look younger and healthier. Thank you, Synergistic Nutrition, for One World Whey.
Call 888-988-3325 or visit oneworldwhey.com. That's oneworldwhey.com.
Captain John Regan's with us, and class, over the years we've mentioned on this broadcast that the companies that seem to be doing well have connections to the government, who are selling to the government, who are doing something for the government, who are selling information, secrets about us to the government, companies who are spying on us and getting paid by the government. Those are the companies who are doing financially well. John, you were talking about Oracle?
And this is on the earlier side. It was like in the early 80s when this happened, as opposed to Google, which was into the 90s. But it's public information that it was a CIA contract to build this relational database system. And, of course, here we are a couple of decades later, and we've been talking about the spy tech. And, of course, to manage that data, you need a database. Now, we've talked about the company. Now let's look at the origin of the word. Oracles are basically fortune tellers, and it's a form of divination in predicting the future. And in going through this research, I kind of have to wonder, if some of the work I did, low-level divination, because what we do with the computers and the databases and the statistical methods is we go in and we do forecasts to try to at least capture what's going to happen short-term into the future. What gets scarier now with the quantum computers is and this is the way that the people that work with quantum computers puts it, is the problem gets loaded to the computer, and then it's like it goes off to another dimension and the answer comes back. So even if, this type of methodologies that I did may not be divination, boy, this quantum computer stuff sure has some of the trademarks of it. It's using technology instead of people. But it's interesting that the technology that they use starts to mimic the human brain.
John, let me read something from you for you. It's from it's a website, and it's iqt.org. It's about a company called InQtel, in-q, the letter Q, -tel. Let me do it a different way, in-q-tel. Since our founding in 1999 as an independent non-profit private company, InQtel has had one distinct important mission: to identify and deliver cutting-edge technologies to the U.S. intelligence community to enable intelligence community agencies to carry out their national security missions. InQtel achieves this by leveraging our deep understanding of the technology investment landscape, identifying leading-edge commercial technology companies and helping them adapt and deliver those technologies to the commercial marketplace and our government customers. InQtel publicly announces the majority of the companies in which we invest. There will always be certain companies that are not announced publicly, as it is common practice in the investment community. Now, who is InQtel? Well, InQtel is a CIA, yes, CIA venture capital company. CIA venture capital company investing taxpayer funds into startups to deliver cutting-edge technologies to the government. That's InQtel. Pretty shocking, huh, John?
And they have to pay for that somehow. So let's go down to the control section. This gets taxing, especially since this is tax day for the United States. And the charts dated a couple of years, 101 years of the income tax from 1913 to 2014. And it goes from the top tax bracket in 1913 was 7%. The tax range was 1 to 7%, whereas 2014 top rates 39.6%, with going 10 to 39.6% on the range. Down at the bottom of that table, total pages in the tax code. In 1913, 400. In 2014, 73,954. And you wonder why taxes are so taxing.
Well, John, when I speak publicly, and I'll be doing it again in this year several presentations about how you can start your own company, take the same tax deductions that the rich take. One of the questions I ask before I really get started in the presentation, how many people prepare their own taxes? Maybe half. Generally, it's less. And why is that? Why is that? Actually, it's usually just a few. Why is that? Because it's so complicated. It's so complicated to prepare your own taxes. And people are intimidated. So they hire somebody they hardly know or don't know at all, and pay them hard-earned funds to prepare their taxes. So they hire someone so they can pay the government. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. And the fair tax doesn't seem to be getting anywhere. And even Intuit, the company who makes TurboTax, there have been posts on the internet about them wanting the tax code to stay complicated. Why? Because it's in their own best interest to keep the tax code complicated, so people will buy this use once software. They'll buy it year after year after year so that they can key into their computer numbers and let TurboTax do the final crunching and print out the forms so that you can, or electronically file your hard-earned funds to the governments. It's unbelievable. It does not need to be this complicated. It absolutely doesn't. And hopefully we're going to figure out what to do about it. I mean, some people just don't even pay taxes. I pay taxes, but I don't enjoy doing it because I see how much the government is wasting and how much they're using our money against us. It's an outrage. Total number of pages in the tax code for 2014, 73,000. Actually, 74,000 pages. So if you get audited, class, I don't think it's a big deal. Just do the best you can. Write your notes in the margin of publication 17 and stand your ground. Stand your ground. Take your time. These guys, I believe, are on commission. The auditors, I believe, are on commission. So take all the time you need. And don't give in. Don't give in. John?
Let me take a trip through the health section real quick. Got a great vitamin D map for you. Do you have neurasthenia? And wow, fluoride is toxic. The first one goes to an article on Dr. McCullough's website. And if you scroll about a quarter of the way down, you'll find a map. It's set to page 4 of 12. It shows vitamin D synthesis for April, and it's color-coded to whether you're unlikely or likely to be able to make vitamin D by being out in the sunlight. And you can scroll through the rest of the year, and it was really quite shocking that even here in Dallas, there's only a handful of months, more like 4 or 5, where you've got a likely chance of synthesizing vitamin D. It's in the middle part for part of the year. And then, of course, in the wintertime, like the rest of the country, you really don't stand a chance of making vitamin D unless you have your own UV lights at home. And that just points out the importance of having your vitamin D3 and K2 in order to keep your vitamin D levels up year-round. Neurasthenia. Do you feel exhausted and overworked? This apparently describes people struggling to cope with the pace of modern life. What was interesting about this condition was first defined by neurologist George Beard in 1869. And we have the medical journal Lancet saying fluoride is in the same toxin category as brain-damaging lead and mercury. So, this isn't a a blog. It's a respected medical journal. So if you want to take that to your government minions and ask them why they are science deniers and continue to put fluoride in the water, be my guest. Vincent?
Well, okay, or bring a tube of Crest or Pepsodent or Ultra Bright or whatever you want to the next city council meeting, the next alderman's meeting, the next government meeting where they poison you with fluoride in the water, and ask everyone on stage there, all those government minions, if they would mind just squeezing out of a fresh, unopened box of Crest or Ultra Bright or Pepsodent or whatever it is that contains fluoride, that toothpaste, if they would just mind swallowing for you and everyone else a squeezed out amount in the amount of the size of a pea, okay? And just swallow that for you in front of everyone to see, then swig it down with a glass of water. See if they'll do that after they read the label that says, call Poison Control Center if you do something like that. We'll be right back. Class, I'm a survivalist, and my plan is to be independent of everything that I can so that supply chain disruptions have a minimum impact on our family. What's the first thing that you do when the power goes out? I've researched the best value solar energy system that I can find, one that's backed by the technical support necessary for the undertaking. The system's installed and is generating electricity right now with equipment purchased from ironedison.com. You heard Brandon Williams, CEO of ironedison.com, right here on USA Prepares. Together, we designed our system. In my opinion, our ironedison.com system has more features, more value, and more potential than any other system I've found. We chose the Snyder Electric system with a hybrid inverter, charge controller, power panel, battery disconnect, and the system control panel. If you want energy independence, as we have, please consider calling the engineering team at ironedison.com, 720-432-6433, 720-432-6433.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market. The gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Hey guys, Pat Matthews here to tell you about the newest and best way to sell products online. It's buysellmakeoffer.com, an enormously revolutionary way to sell your stuff online. It's time to clean out the garage, your old golf clubs, sports equipment, tools, and yes, even your car. Forget about the way the other guys have taken more than their share from you when the sales were finalized. Look, it's happened to me over and over and over. Then I found buysellmakeoffer.com. They will never charge you item fees. Just go there right now to sign up and load all your stuff to our server to sell. This is not an auction site. Sell your car, sell your home. Realtor, sign up now. Just use our resources along with Skype and videos, then add your creativity to sell your items quickly and with no fees. Go right now to buysellmakeoffer.com and sign up. The excitement is building. I've signed up to sell my stuff with buysellmakeoffer.com. You should too. buysellmakeoffer.com.
No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
This is a healthcare alert from the Pain Relief Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, We've got great news. You don't have to suffer any longer. You can immediately qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you by calling our 24/7 pain relief hotline at 866-389-0620. Delivery is free and all paperwork is handled for you. If you are on Medicare and have knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain, don't wait. You can qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost by calling our 24/7 pain hotline now at 866-389-0620. Our representatives are standing by 24/7 to take your call and rush you your pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you. Shipping is free and all paperwork is handled for you. Just call 866-389-0620. That's 866-389-0620. Again, 866-389-0620.
Hello, I'm Michael Regan. My father, President Ronald Reagan, believed so strongly in gold that in 1985 he changed gold ownership forever. Today, our national debt is spiraling out of control, but gold coins could be the answer. Call 1-866-525-GOLD or go online to usmoneyreserve.com to get new, never-before-released information about gold. From the U.S. Money Reserve, call 1-866-525-GOLD.
Captain John Reagan's with us. Class, let me just read something very quickly. So this is what you'd read on the package of toothpaste or on the tube. The active ingredient is sodium monofluorophosphate, 0.75%, actually 0.76%, almost 1%. Okay, that's the active ingredient. Now, let me read what it says, some of these warnings. Warning, keep out of reach of children under 6 years of age. Keep out of reach of children under 6 years of age. Wow, this is dangerous because they're telling you if your children are under 6 years of age, you shouldn't let them, well, keep out of reach means don't let them have it, right? Don't let them touch it. If you accidentally swallow, this is what the label says. Warnings, keep out of reach of children under 6 years of age. If you accidentally swallow more than is used for brushing, get medical help or contact a poison control center immediately. We're talking about toothpaste. What's in it? Sorbitol, silica, that would be sand, water, sodium lauryl sulfate, flavor, PEG 32, mica. Really? What's mica in there for? That's so it glistens and it looks really cool for young people that shouldn't be using it because it shouldn't be used by people, like keep it out of reach of those under 6 years of age. But we're going to put mica in it to make it cool, right? Sodium carboxymethylcellulose, saccharin, trisodium phosphate. That's the stuff, the trisodium phosphate, that's a bleaching agent. That's the stuff my mother used to put furniture that's been painted into a large tub of water, and it would peel the paint off painted furniture. That's trisodium phosphate. Then to make it look good, it has FD and C blue number 1. Yeah, that's color. And calcium glycerophosphate. That's in 1 tube of toothpaste. Fluoride toothpaste. Almost 1% of it is fluoride. John Reagan, back to you.
And do a couple of quick computer things. Fourth link under big picture. If you have QuickTime installed on a Windows computer, go uninstall it now. Apple is no longer updating it, and there's serious security problems with it, and you don't want your computer compromised. I also wanted to make an observation. We talked about how when you search for something on the internet, how you end up getting an ad that follows you all over the place, and how I had done that on my computer, and the ad followed from one browser to another. Well, it's worse than that. I had searched for a locking mailbox on my computer, and that ad started following Becky on her computer. So apparently,
same IP address.
When you have cable DSL, there's only one IP address for the location. So apparently, it's going to push those ads to any computer on that network.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Zuckerberg, Facebook, gets about 85% of the online ad revenue. So obviously we're being tracked. Obviously. That's just one more dot connecting the tracking.
And it's good to be CEO. The BP CEO lost a record amount of money, $6.4 billion. They laid off 12,000 people. And with that record, he gets a $3.3 million raise.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're CEO of a corporation. You can drive it into the ground and get rewarded for doing it. And I remember when companies that I worked with and around were laying off people, and they would say, "This is really good. This is really good for the company because we needed to shed some of the costs. So we're laying off people." And what does Wall Street do? Stock goes up. Stock goes up when you lay off people. Normally you'd say, well, this is pretty bad. They can't afford those people, so they're going to lay them off. They must be in hard financial times. Business must be terrible. Nope, Wall Street says it's good. It's good. Throw them overboard. Captain John Regan, thanks so much for being with us. Class, above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Normal blood pressure, naturally. How would that make you feel?
I'm Don from New Mexico. January of 2000, I had a heart attack. Then my real health began going downhill. I had high blood pressure, diabetes, poor vision. I wasn't sleeping well. I was a mess.
Don reports dramatic improvements with Heart and Body Extract.
I started taking Heart and Body Extract. From within a few days, I started sleeping better. My blood pressure normalized. My diabetes normalized. My sleep improved.
Experience these benefits and more when your body heals itself with the assistance of Heart and Body Extract. Order at hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305. That's hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305.
And folks, I did not expect this at all. By the 7th, 8th, and 9th day, I saw dramatic improvements from taking Heart and Body Extract.
Heart and Body Extract comes with a 100% ironclad money-back guarantee. Details at hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305 for Heart and Body Extract.